What if the person you're waiting for to save you is never coming? What if the apology you crave will never be spoken? What if the hand you've been reaching for is the one you need to withdraw? Sounds harsh, doesn't it? But it might be the most liberating thing you've ever heard. Welcome to Wisdom of Sparks, where we don't sugarcoat truth, we awaken it. This video, it isn't just about motivation. It's about transformation. This is not about being strong so the world claps for you. This is about being strong even when the world is silent. Or worse, when the world laughs. This is not your typical self-help message. This is the Buddhist truth about standing alone. Not because you want to, but because you must. You see, in the teachings of the Buddha, there's no dependency on external saviors. There are no superheroes in orange robes, no shortcuts to peace, no waiting rooms for destiny. There is only you. You sitting quietly with your wounds, your chaos, your dreams, your shame, and your potential. Alone, and yet in that aloneness, something sacred begins to happen. You stop looking outward, and you start looking inward. You stop asking, why don't they see me? And begin whispering, why don't I see me? The path to awakening is not a group trip. It's a solo pilgrimage. A journey where the only footprints ahead are your own. And the only companion is your breath. Do you think the Buddha became enlightened at a festival? No, he sat alone under a tree, battling every illusion his mind had ever created. Starving, bleeding, broken, determined, until truth rose like a sunrise within him. And here's what he discovered. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. You're waiting for someone to show up and carry you. But what if you've had wings this whole time and simply forgot how to use them? Let me shake you awake. Your healing, no one is coming to finish it. Your dream, no one is coming to build it. Your peace, no one is coming to gift it. If you don't choose yourself, no one else will. And that is not something to fear. That is something to celebrate. Because once you stop expecting others to fix you, you become limitless. You become the warrior monk with a heart full of storms and a soul carved from silence. You become the tree that doesn't beg for water, but grows deeper roots. You become the flame that doesn't need wind to burn bright. Let me tell you a Zen story. A young disciple once asked the master, "Master, how do I find peace?" The master replied, "Walk deep into the forest where no paths are marked. Stay there until your heart no longer screams for direction." The student asked, "But what if I get lost?" The master smiled and said, "Then you will finally meet yourself." This is what doing it alone means. It's not isolation. It's initiation. It's not weakness. It's awakening. The world may never give you the validation you crave. That's why you have to give it to yourself. And when you do, when you finally stop chasing people, applause, approval, you'll find something far greater. Inner power, not power that dominates others, but power that makes you unshakable. Power that walks into a storm and says, "I am the calm." Power that doesn't beg to be chosen, because it has already chosen itself. So if you're tired of waiting, if you're exhausted from explaining your dreams, if you're done being misunderstood, overlooked, or betrayed, good, you're ready. Ready to build alone. Ready to rise alone. Ready to become undeniable. And yes, there will be days when the silence feels loud. There will be nights when your own thoughts feel like enemies. But those are the moments that shape legends, because the ones who walk alone often go the farthest. So stay with the discomfort. Stay with the solitude. Stay with the truth that scares you. Part 1. The Buddha walked alone. Before Siddhartha Gautama became the Buddha, he was a prince, surrounded by luxury, servants, and unimaginable wealth. Yet despite being in the lap of abundance, he felt a growing sense of unease. He looked around and saw that everything was impermanent. Youth faded, health deteriorated, life ended, despite the joy and celebration in the palace. A quiet truth echoed in his heart. There must be more to life than pleasure and comfort. There must be a deeper meaning. Siddhartha began to question everything he had been taught, and these questions could not be answered by the royal advisors, by the priests, or by the scholars. No one could give him peace, because peace, he realized, could not be taught. It had to be discovered. And so he did the unimaginable. He left. He left his home, his family, his kingdom. He left not out of rebellion, but out of deep compassion for himself and for the suffering of the world. He left alone. No guards, no horses, no plan. Just the determination to find the truth. For years, Siddhartha wandered through forests. He studied with sages. He practiced extreme asceticism. He pushed his body and mind to their absolute limits. But even then, the truth eluded him. It was only when he let go of all extremes and sat beneath the Bodhi tree in silent meditation that everything changed. There under that tree, with no one around him, he touched the depths of his consciousness. He faced every fear, every craving, every illusion. And on the dawn of the full moon, he saw the truth. All suffering comes from attachment. He became the Buddha, the awakened one, not because someone else led him there, but because he walked the path alone and stayed true to the journey. Part 2, Silence is a Sacred Guide. In our fast-paced world, silence has become uncomfortable. We are constantly plugged in. We move from screen to screen, from conversation to conversation, filling every moment with noise. But in Buddhism, silence is not empty. It is full of insight, full of peace, full of truth. It is only in silence that we can hear our true thoughts. It is only in solitude that we can face what we have long ignored. There is a story of a Buddhist monk named Tissa who became agitated when left alone in the monastery. He begged the abbot to assign him companions, but the abbot smiled and said, "Before you can walk with others, learn to sit with yourself." And so Tissa sat day after day, struggling with boredom, fear, loneliness, but eventually something changed. The stillness outside awakened stillness inside. He began to see the nature of his thoughts, the patterns of his cravings, the waves of his emotions. And through that he found peace, because peace is not something we find in the world. Peace is something we uncover within, and that can only happen in silence. Part 3, You are not meant to be understood by everyone. Most of us live our lives trying to be understood. We explain, we justify, we try to get people to see our point of view. But the Buddha said, the path is for the few, not the many. Not everyone will understand your journey. Not everyone will see your vision. Not everyone will support your transformation. And that's okay. You do not owe anyone your compromise. You do not need permission to evolve. In fact, the more you grow, the more some people will leave. Because when you change, you reflect to them the change they are afraid to make. So be ready. Be ready to be misunderstood. Be ready to be judged. Be ready to walk away. Because if you ever have to choose between your growth and their approval, choose your growth. Story: a disciple once said to the Buddha, "I am afraid to speak my truth. What if others don't accept me?" The Buddha replied, "If a man builds a house for others to live in, he will never sleep peacefully. Build a hut for yourself first. This is your life. Walk it in truth, even if you walk it alone." Part 4, Dependency is Suffering. Attachment is the root of all suffering. This is one of the 4 noble truths. What is attachment? It is dependency. Dependency on people to make you feel worthy. Dependency on success to feel valuable. Dependency on relationships to feel loved. But everything in this world is impermanent. People change, jobs disappear, emotions rise and fall. If your peace depends on what is temporary, your peace will also be temporary. This is why Buddhism urges us to develop inner independence. Not emotional coldness, but spiritual strength. To be able to say, even if no one believes in me, I believe in myself. Even if no one supports me, I will keep walking. Even if I am alone, I am still complete. Because the truth is, we were born alone and we will die alone. And in between, we must learn to walk our own journey. Story: there was a woman named Kisa Gautami who lost her only child. In her desperation, she went to the Buddha and asked him to bring her child back. The Buddha told her to bring a mustard seed from a house that had never experienced death. She went from door to door, but every house had suffered loss. She realized that suffering was universal, and she let go. She shaved her head, became a nun, and spent the rest of her life in solitude, serving others. Through her loss, she found strength. Through her solitude, she found liberation. Part 5, Walk the Path. The Buddha said, "No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path." This is the essence of Buddhism. You are your own master. You are your own teacher. You are your own light. Even the Buddha himself did not want followers. He said, "Do not follow me blindly. Be a lamp unto yourself." So what does that mean in your life? It means you must begin. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when everything is perfect, but now. Start meditating, start reading, start reflecting, start healing, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you feel lost, even if no one understands you. Keep walking, because every step you take alone makes you stronger. Every decision you make alone makes you wiser. Every truth you discover alone makes you freer. Zen teaching. A student asked a master, "What if I walk alone and no one joins me?" The master replied, "Then the path is yours, and no one can take it from you. This is your path. Walk it with courage. Walk it with grace. Walk it alone if you must. And in the silence of that path, you will hear something profound. Your own soul. You were never meant to be like everyone else. You were meant to awaken. And awakening often means walking away. From noise, from dependence, from illusions. So if this message found you at the right time, know this. You have the strength to walk this path, even if you are scared, even if you are uncertain, even if you feel alone. You are not alone. You are with the most powerful force in the universe, your awakened self. Let this video be your reminder. You don't need anyone to give you permission to rise. You are the permission. You are the light. Thank you for watching Wisdom of Sparks. If this message touched your soul, share it, let someone else awaken too. Comment below, "I choose to walk my path even if I walk alone." Subscribe for more powerful Buddhist teachings and stories every day. And remember, you don't need anyone to believe in you. Except you. You are enough, you are the path, you are the light.